Hey guys, welcome back to another SAT math practice problem. What I have here is problem 19 from the SAT practice test 1 section 3. Okay, the problem says in the right triangle, one angle measures x degrees, where sine of x equals 4/5. What is cosine of 90 minus x? Okay, so sine of x equals 4/5. What is cos of 90 minus x? So here we have two different ways to do this problem. So number one, this is if you know your co-function identities, or in other words, complementary angle relationship. You should be able to solve this problem without any calculations. Okay, so now if you don't know what is the complementary angle relationship, this is basically that when you have two angles whose sum is equal to 90 degrees, complementary angles, suppose you have 20 plus 70 equals 90. Okay, so that means according to this property, it's sine of 20 degrees should be equal to cosine of 90 degrees. Two complementary angles, any two angles, like another try and see if I have 1 plus 89 equals 90 degrees. Okay, so right here we should be able to conclude that sine of 1 should be equal to cosine of 89 degrees. Okay, so what you can do here is use your calculator and you should be able to find those two answers there. Okay, so now let's erase this, go back into this. So if sine of x equals 4/5, what is cosine of 90 minus x? Okay, sine of x, cosine of 90 minus x. So that means they are complementary angles. So if sine of x equals 4/5 or 0.80, that means cosine of 90 minus x should be also equal to 4/5 or 0.80. Okay, so it's going to be 4/5 or 0.80. So that's one way to do this problem. Okay, the other way to solve this problem, if you don't remember this property right here, you don't know anything about this, it's okay, you can still solve this problem. One more time, let me do this. You can do this. Okay, so the information here, it says that it's going to a right triangle, which means it's going to be 90 degrees. Okay, now it's up to you that x can be this or this. It's up to you. Okay, so right here it says that I'm going to label right here, this is going to be my x, and it says that sine of x equals 4/5. Just remember, okay, remember your SOHCAHTOA, which means right here, sine of any angle, okay, it's going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, so that means it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse right here. Okay, so that means the opposite of x is going to be right there, so that it's going to be 4, and then my hypotenuse, it's this line, the diagonal line, so that should be 5. Okay, so that's what we have right now. Okay, so if sine equals 4/5, now we're trying to find cosine of 90 minus x. Cosine of 90 minus x. So where do we find 90 minus x? Okay, so if this is 90, this is x, what should be this angle right here? Just remember that the sum of the interior angles of any triangle, it's equal to 180. We already have 90 here, we have x here, so that means if this is 90, those two angles right here should be 90 as well. So this little angle right here should be 90 minus this x. Okay, so this is 90 minus x. And now we're trying to find right here, okay, we're trying to find cosine. So now we're trying to find cosine of 90 minus x. What is cosine? Cosine, remember, it's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So cosine, okay, cosine right here equals adjacent over hypotenuse. What is the adjacent? Adjacent is the side of the triangle who's next to the angle right here. So if this is 90 minus x, my adjacent side is going to be right here, and the hypotenuse is going to be the same. Now my opposite side should be this one, so we don't need that. For cosine, it's going to be or adjacent over hypotenuse, which means what is the adjacent side? It's going to be 4. Okay, so that means this is 4. And what is my hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the same, so it's going to be 4 over 5 or 0.80. Okay, so that's two different ways to solve the problem. So you can see we use the triangle right here, and what I use here is properties of complementary angle relationship. Just remember that if you have any questions, just make sure to comment on the video and I should be able to help you. Okay, if you like the videos, if you think that I'm helping you here, just don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on